This car you have on the scratches is down, is right there.
Okay, was that already there?
Yes, I take picture.
Okay.
Yes, look at this. You have scratches.
Yeah, already there.
Yeah.
That's common. Okay. Cool. All right. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah. It's like new.
Yes, it is. Looks brand new.
Yes.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay.
Hello.
All the way from Missouri to Cincinnati, Ohio. Safe and sound.
Даник. Окей,
Just one key, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Right. 17,000 miles.
Original.
Good Lord. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And just your name.
Wow, what a story to tell. So, on the way here, the driver hit a deer. The car was not harmed, of course, not this car, but his truck got damaged. And so it delayed the transport. He was just 40 minutes away from here. And yeah, hits a deer this morning, let's just say about 9 o'clock this morning, caused him to not arrive here until 8:41 p.m. Crazy, man. So unexpected. So look, guys, this coilover job from Missouri is a 2008 SL550. I have to do it at this home. This is a family's home, not my well, my parents' home. So this is this is crazy. Like, I have to do it here now because I have so much going on at my home. So what a change. All right, rolling these windows down. Got to do it here instead of at my house. I have some good parents and they're gonna let me use their garage. But yeah, I just want to take a look at this trailer. I want to take a look and see at the how extensive the damage is. Now, they said the radiator got busted, the intercooler, and something else. The AC compressor, all that stuff got damaged. And so they brought parts and they got it fixed. But wow, what a story. Crazy. So it got dropped off up the street and driven down to my street so that he wouldn't be stuck in a tight turnaround at the cul-de-sac. Let's just take a look real quick. So this is the same truck? Wow. Okay, so yeah, that lower bumper got damaged. Okay, I get it. So all this had to be replaced right there. Wow. Dang. That's crazy. Let's see. So that lower, your bumper got tore up, huh?
Yeah, right.
Dang. God. Is the bumper salvageable? Can you save it?
Yeah, right.
Okay, just threw it up there. Okay. Doggone.
Yeah.
How big was the deer, man?
No, a small one.
It was a small deer?
You're right.
Did you kill it?
Because speed is 70 miles.
Dang.
Yeah.
Did it die? Dang. Wow, man, that's crazy. But you're good, like insurance-wise, right?
Yeah, right. And they loot everything.
Oh, that's some of the deer?
Yeah.
Dang. God, man, that is so crazy. Well, I'm glad you're safe.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, I'm glad you're safe. And okay. Well, you take care, man. I appreciate everything you did. Appreciate you, man. Dang. Well, I tell you, every coilover job is an experience. Sometimes it's not what I experience, but what other people experience. It's all good. This beautiful car arrived here safe. Let me turn on the headlights, man. It's dark out here. Boom. There we go. Let there be light. Okay. Now again, this car doesn't have any miles on it. 1,700 miles. Look at that. 17,000 miles. That is crazy. 17,000 miles on an 08. Man, this car feels good. So smooth. So smooth. All right, car is safe. Feels incredible. Okay, car is safe and sound. Now, let me move that out the way and put this car into the driveway. Okay, all right. It's a brand new day. The sun is up, and now we can see this beauty for what it truly is. Beautiful 2008 SL550. I don't even know what color that is. I know it's beautiful. Never seen this color before. I guess it's gray, like a graphite. Has like a little blue hinge to it. I said hinge, I mean tinge to it. This thing is gorgeous, man. Oh, because I was trying to say hue. Haha. Blue, hue, tinge, hinge. I just made a new word. Whatever. This is gorgeous. Very gorgeous. God, this thing's wet. It's beautiful. It's smooth. Woo. Good Lord. Like glass. Look at it. Not a scratch on it. Good Lord. Oh my God, this sets a whole new standard, you know? So you might be wondering why I'm not at my usual location. Well, because I have a lot going on over there. And so I'm using this location for the next few installs. I have a couple of my cars over here, and I will be doing this installation coilover swap here. Now, this coilover conversion is not because of problems. He's being preemptive. He's getting it done before there are issues. His ABC suspension is working flawlessly, and this is the newer ABC, the updated version that they incorporated into their SLs and their other Mercedes that came with ABC. In this case, 07 through 11. This is the newer ABC, so it is more reliable, but they do still fail. And so he's being proactive, and I'm going to go ahead and swap that out for him. This thing is just in perfect condition. I mean, even the brakes look good, look brand new. I mean, this car, it looks like it was never driven. This is crazy. I'm sorry to say it, guys. This might be the cleanest SL that I've ever seen. It is, as a matter of fact. I mean, no road chips or anything. It's crazy. 17,000 miles. This is the lowest mileage I've ever seen on an SL. Just wow. Just wow. You can still see some of the wax line right there. I mean, it's like glass for real. It's crazy. Beautiful, man. Panoramic roof. They don't get much better than this. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So this is a unbelievably beautiful example of SL550. Look how clean everything is. Can't really grasp it by looking at this video. You get the full scope of how clean this car really is. You have to be here in person to see this one. It's gorgeous. Looks like he has some kind of, is this a trigger charger connection? Okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this car is unbelievably clean. I'm just gonna take my time on this one. I take my time on all of them, but I'm gonna just be very careful. This thing is gorgeous. Not a scratch on this car. As I'm taking this car apart and start the process of removing the tandem pump, it's just, it speaks volumes that someone with a car with such low miles with absolutely zero issues with his ABC is still removing it. He's getting rid of the potential for failure. Knowing that this system can and will fail at some point, he's being very proactive in getting rid of it. And this car is absolutely gorgeous. This car has like almost no dirt on it. I'm looking at the wheel well, even the wheel well is clean. As expected, it has some dirt. But just look at it, it's just clean. It's kind of hard, it's hard to see it with the camera. But man, you gotta see this thing in person. It's just crazy how clean this car is. But yeah, like I said, just the fact that he's going to get rid of ABC, and he's never had an issue with ABC. He's just trying to make his car solid. The only thing he has to worry about now would just be his convertible top. Man, I'm telling you guys, adjustable coilovers is the way to go. It's a reason why people are doing this. It's a reason. All right, just for record's sake and purpose of recording so that there is no questions. There's a crack already right here that runs along the front bumper, a little bit more towards the driver's side. And also this right here is cracked up underneath. Well, there's a chunk missing on the underside of the bumper. And typical scratches, a little split right there, piece missing right there. So there's a lot in this video that I didn't show because I have tons and tons of videos that shows the process. This car here, I wanted to focus on the install. This car only has 17,000 miles on it. It's very clean. There's no wear and tear. Even doing the suspension, removing the old lines, I mean, they're in perfect condition. And everything has been easy to disassemble because there's minimal wear and tear. Like, there's not a bunch of corrosion. Even removing those front struts where typically you have to bang and bang and bang with that ball joint separator and a heavy hammer. But in this case, I was able to position things how I normally do, bang it just a little bit, and it pops out. So I like that. It just is really making the job that much easier just because the car has very low miles. It's still like a brand new car. I mean, everything is so clean in here. It's just crazy. It's just really crazy. But yeah, I was able to pop that front lower control arm out, and I'm about to install the Silver's Neomax right there. And yeah, I mean, you can just look at it, just see how clean everything is, man. It's like these lower control arms are new. It's like the upper control arms are new. I mean, it's just what it is. So that being the case, I'm just doing most of this stuff casually, carefully, and strategically. And I really want to make sure that I do everything just right to meet the customer's expectations. Now, his car, where he lives, his driveway, he was just telling me that the car sits low at its lowest ABC setting, and he has to come up into his driveway at an angle. So that being the case, I'm going to set the coilovers at a slightly higher height than I usually do. I usually extend the length and then I drop it 1 inch. In this case, I'm going to extend the length and drop it 3/4 of an inch so that it sits a little higher all the way around. Keeping in mind that it does settle over time, just a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch. So I want to make sure that he has the proper height that he'll be able to use in his the way that he wants it, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, that it fits his circumstances. I can't talk. I've been dealing with a little cough here lately, like a cold or something, so I've been taking Mucinex. Hopefully that stuff does what it's supposed to do, because it's just crazy. I don't know, the weather here in Cincinnati is crazy. It's like warm, then it's cold, then it's warm, then it's cold. Typical of springs in Cincinnati. So I'm dealing with a little cough, a lot of phlegm, drainage. Ugh. So excuse my slurs. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Each customer has his own expectations. Each customer, see, there it goes. Golly. Each customer lets me know how he wants his car set. Now, I have a preferred height, but if they want a little bit lower, I can do that. If they want a little bit higher, I can do that. If you go extremely low, it will affect your alignment. If you go extremely high, it can affect your alignment. But to a greater degree, if you go lower, like real low, right, you'll get more inner tire wear. Your camber will change. Imagine an elephant sitting on your car. Your camber will change. So in the same way, if your car is extremely low, your alignment will alter, and you might have some inner tire wear issues. But in this case, anything between the regular Mercedes height, ABC height, between the lowest setting and the higher setting, you're just fine. You're just fine. If your car already needs alignment, I recommend you do it before the coilover change if your ABC is functional. If your ABC doesn't work and you can't even get it on the rack to do alignment, then forget it. Just go ahead and get the coilovers and then do it. And the only reason why I say that is because some shops don't like to do alignment on a modified suspension. As soon as they see coilovers, they say, it doesn't matter. The alignment is the same whether you have ABC or adjustable coilovers. Just do the alignment, shops. Stop playing. Some shops will charge even more for alignment if it's a aftermarket suspension, like $25 more per corner. I think it's really stupid. It's just a way of making more money. That's it. It's stupid. The process is the same because the height is the same. That's it. Unless you have it extremely low or extremely high, which no one does, the alignment process is the same. So they're tripping. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get back to doing this. What I'm doing, finish the front, then I'm going to do the rear. Off camera, of course, I already did the power steering pump. It's harder on the 550 motors because there's more involved, more stuff in the way, more things you have to remove. And most of it a lot of it you have to do from up underneath. You have to do a lot from up underneath. So get up under your car. That's the only way to access some of those bolts. But yeah, we're good with that. So now I'm doing the front struts, and then I'm gonna do the rear, and then this car will be good to go. And I will record the results. What am I doing now? A big change, huh? It went from sitting in the garage to me driving it. What happened? Well, I finished the coilover installation. That's what happened. And I just got the ABC coded out. So you no longer see that light. Yeah. Unfortunately, with the 07 through 11, you do have to get that coded out. And so I have to pay a third party to take care of that for me. So now, every time this car starts up, you won't see a red light, nor will you see a white ABC light. So that is an option really with all of them. Was it 02 through 11? You can get them all coded out once you go through this process of a coilover swap. If you don't like that white light that you get when you pull the fuse on the 02 through 06, then you can get that coded out. It's simple because the SL550 does not have ABC. So it is an option for the R230 to not have ABC. So when you go through the star system and you look at the menu and you look at the options, you basically reprogram the module so that it no longer looks for ABC. Therefore, you will no longer have a fault or a red light or a white light. There you go. So how does the car handle? Keep in mind that this car did not have ABC issues when it was brought to me from Missouri. So I was able to drive it with active body control suspension working properly. And guess what? It felt great. That's the reason why you all bought this car. I mean, partly, I guess. A partial reason, a small portion of the reason of you purchasing this car was the ABC. You didn't just go find a car that has ABC and say, I want it, but it's a combination of not only the active body control suspension, but also the looks of the car, the feel of the car. This is one of the most beautiful cars ever produced on the road. The car is fantastic. It's a roadster, it's a hardtop convertible, and it has a suspension that remains flat all the time and it's very comfortable. You can put it in sport mode or you can have it in comfort mode. You can raise it, you can lower it. Active body control is fantastic when it's working properly. No matter how much you love these cars, they are old. It's 2025. These cars are no longer new, and so the systems are old. Some have been abused. They all are used. Even this car only has 17,000 miles. But you know what kills the suspension? It's not always the mileage. It's the fact that the car was built. This is an 08. The car was built 17 years ago. Some people say, well, you got to drive them. These cars can't be sitting. You have to drive them, or the hose and the lines will burst. Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. Sometimes these cars only have 20, 30, 40,000 miles and they bust. Sometimes they have 120,000 miles and they bust. They're going to bust between brand new, low miles, up until like 100,000. It's inevitable. You're going to have failure. It doesn't matter how often you drive it. It's going to happen. It's the age of the car. It's the age of the system. These systems don't last forever. It's just what it is. Eventually, it's going to have to be rebuilt. A part's going to have to be replaced. A line's going to rupture. The O-rings, the seals are going to have to be replaced. The fluid has to be replenished or replaced or renewed. It's always best to put new fluid in there. But it's a highly pressurized system that was built in some cases 22 years ago, 23 years ago. Nothing lasts forever. So when they do inevitably fail, it's up to you to decide, should you maintain it, fix it, replace it, or convert it? How does this car handle with it? Adjustable coilover suspension, Silver's Neomax. It handles fantastic. You feel more in tune with the car. You feel the car more. The car doesn't think for you as it normally does. The car handles it real good. It's well planted. There's very minimal body roll just because of the sheer size of the car, how low the car sits. Center of gravity is very low. It's not designed for the suspension to really raise up very high. You're limited with how much travel you have anyways because you're on adjustable coilovers. So the car's not going to lift off the ground unless you are taking this thing off of the side of a mountain and
and it's bouncing all over the place. You don't have to worry about stability on normal road conditions. But you have to do what is best for you according to your circumstances. I highly recommend adjustable coilovers because they feel good. You no longer have to worry about failure. It's very close to ABC when it comes to just stability and driving comfortable. I can see what do they call it, the nuances, the slight differences in ABC versus coilover. When you're hitting hard bumps, most of the time, worn out ABC feels bad. It doesn't even feel as comfortable. I've had a lot of people tell me that their ABC was worse than the adjustable coilovers. With this one having low mileage, the ABC was absolutely perfect and it felt perfect. But you just know that eventually it will fail. And so he was being proactive and got rid of it. In a lot of cases, ABC has already failed, and those are the ones that are brought to me sitting real low with fluid leaking out. And then in some cases, it's just a worn out ABC. It might not have failed completely, but it's just worn out. It's no longer comfortable. That happens too. At the end of the day, you have to do what is best for you, and I highly recommend making your car as reliable as possible. And the only way to do that is to absolutely get rid of a problem, not to continue to maintain a problem, meaning you're fixing it and it's going to happen again, and it's going to fail again. Because you can't predict when it's going to do it. All you people out here who say, all you have to do is change the fluid. All you have to do is, well, if that was the case, then people wouldn't be getting rid of it. ABC. The shops wouldn't be charging them $5,000 to fix their ABC. If all they have to do is change the fluid, man, I wish it was that simple. I wish it would last forever. All you gotta do is change the fluid. We know that's not the case. Most of you guys are buying second-hand, third-hand, fourth-hand, fifth-hand, sixth-hand vehicles. And you know that people are not all maintaining the car the same way. So by the time a lot of people are able to afford one of these cars, it's a good price point. It's been in many hands. And not everybody cares for their cars on the same level. Some people buy these Mercedes just to say they have a Mercedes. And they don't take care of it or spend Mercedes money to maintain a Mercedes. They call that having champagne taste with beer money. I mean, I've been down that road. Many of us have. We like these nice things, but we're not prepared to take care and spend the money that it takes to maintain and keep these nice things. It happens. Been there, done that. I learned the hard way. Now I know that when I have these expensive toys, I got to maintain them and take care of them. And I'm okay with that. But I'm also smart enough to know that if there's an option out there for you to get rid of a problem that's always going to keep occurring, and you really like the car, which most of my customers really like their car. They really love these SLs and the S-Class and the CLs and other classes. Well, they're looking for permanent solutions. They're looking for an affordable way to keep this car on the road, and also a way to own it and not be inconvenienced every time the suspension decides that it wants to fall apart on you. It doesn't matter if you got a Lamborghini or a Honda Civic. Who wants their suspension to always fail? To always be at a point where you don't know if it's going to fail when you take it out for a drive. It doesn't matter what kind of car you have. Nobody wants that headache. What they say, well, why don't you buy a car without it? Why don't you buy a CLK? Why don't you buy what? Because I bought what I want to buy. I love the SL. There is nothing on the road that can compare to a Mercedes SL. So why would I get something different? I didn't buy the car for the suspension. I just love the car. The suspension can go, but the car can stay. I love the Mercedes SL. I don't give two craps about the suspension. That's why I was willing to get rid of it. And guess what? I gained a peace of mind, sanity, reliability, and I kept some money in my pocket. And guess what? I started a business and I've been able to help out thousands of people do the same thing. To be able to fall in love with their SL again. The point has been made. The proof is there. People don't buy these SLs because of the suspension. No. That's just a part of why they love it. They buy these SLs because they're Mercedes SLs. They're legendary. They're classics. they're a fun car to own and drive. I just made it more fun because I got rid of the problem. And now they can drive this car without stressing. So how does this car handle and drive without active body control suspension? I like it. And I'm confident that the customer will like it. It's a fun car to drive. Now it's reliable. Now it's reliable. I just realized that just because it was saying kilometers, I had to turn it back to miles. So after the programmer went in and changed the coding regarding the ABC, I guess apparently it defaulted back to kilometers, but I just changed that. And you wonder how? How did I change that? Well, you just hit these menu buttons. You find where you can change the settings. You can reset them or you can change them, and then you scroll and it gives you the option of miles and kilometers. And I just put it on miles, so that's real easy. I just noticed that, like, wow, I'm telling you guys about 17,000 miles and it showed 90-something thousand, whatever it showed. Yeah, 17,000 miles, guys. That's all this car has. Crazy. Crazy. So, this is what it looks like. This is the 2008 SL550, and I have the suspension a little bit higher than I normally do. I usually extend it, drop it down 1 inch. Instead, I dropped it down 3/4 of an inch. So that gave extra clearance that I believe the customer needs in order to go across that curb going into his driveway. Keep in mind that it will settle a little bit over time. So I think this is a good height right here. This is a good, safe height. Like I said, on most customer cars, I go a little bit lower, but I think this is good for him. And of course, he always has the option to go lower later on, if he chooses to. But I think he'll be happy with this. Tell you what, you don't start to really appreciate these cars until you see how beautiful and how well kept these cars can be. Sometimes when you buy your own car, you accept the flaws because it's used, this, that, and the other. But sometimes when you see somebody else's, like in this case with these low miles, and there's many of these out here that have low miles. This is just an extreme case of 17,000 miles. That's just crazy. But when you see the condition of other people's cars and how well they've been cared for, you really come to appreciate even more so the beauty of these cars. Now, this car here, again, has the coilover conversion, a simplified power steering system, a standard power steering pump like on most cars. This no longer has the tandem ABC pump, the pump that operates both the suspension and the power steering. It's been simplified so that it's easier maintenance now. There's just 3 bolts securing the power steering pump to the engine block. So if you ever had any issues, that's an easy swap. That takes about an hour to do. All right. So if you ever need to change out your standard power steering pump once it's been converted, don't let them take advantage of you and charge you tandem pump prices. That's what Mercedes often will do. They'll charge the same amount to change out a tandem power steering pump, which is 4 to 6 hours. Nah, a standard power steering pump. That's all it is. Have them look up the work hours to do like a Mercedes CLK or an ML55. You see, a standard power steering pump, the E-Class, something that does not have ABC. That's what they should be basing the work hours off of. Just a little tip right there. Not a SL, because when they look it up, a R230 chassis, unless they're referring to the SL530, they're going to say 4 to 6 hours of labor. That's crap. I had a customer who had to swap out his power steering pump because it started giving them issues. They charged him $400 and something to do that. Crazy. I don't know what happened, but evidently they took full advantage of him. And that was with a discount. Don't let them do that. Don't do that. This car is so freaking beautiful, man. I love this car. I love all SLs. Even the ones that come to me in real bad condition. I noticed that, you know, it still has potential. Sometimes they're just so beat up. Like that one that I did, that video on the SL500, I had to take it apart, strip it down to nothing. If you haven't seen that video, just look it up. Look at my catalog of videos and you'll see that one. I had to take it all apart because it was just so beat up. It just wasn't worth trying to fix every little thing. That one I had like 230-something thousand miles or something like that. But this is a far cry from that one. 17,000 miles. Yep. Thing is very, very, very nice, man. Very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yep. So that's what it is. I have some things that I have to take care of today. This car just needs to be cleaned up. That's it. But it's ready to go. It's already been test driven, put on the road. ABC is already cleared from the module. So this is really ready to go back to its owner in Missouri. I had to do some mods to the power steering pump, but it is ready to go now. It's good to go. So continue to watch my videos. I always have more content on the way. I'm always working on other projects. I have videos from months ago that I haven't put out yet. I just have a lot of content and just not a lot of time. So bear with me, guys. Videos are slowly coming out. All right, so the car is done and ready to go. Again, the height of the car is a little different than what I usually do. I gave it a little bit extra height so that the owner of the vehicle is able to pull in and out of his driveway without scraping that front bumper. The underside of that front bumper definitely has some cracks and some chunks missing. Some of the bumper has been, damaged up underneath. You can't see it looking at it straight ahead or looking down, but what's up underneath, you can see some of that damage. And that looks like it's from, coming up on a curb. So I raised the height a little bit higher than normal, a quarter of an inch higher than I usually do it. And I think it really looks good. It really looks good. All right, so that is good. Also, the dampening settings. I did 20 in the front, 16 in the back. I usually do 21 in the front, 17 in the back for a more firm ride. But just because the owner really hasn't driven the car that much, he's used to the ABC. The ABC was a softer ride. When I was driving it before I, pulled the coilovers, the ABC off, it felt like a more softer ride. Now you do have the sportier suspension that you can set it towards. You could do the sport option. Let me see if this has it. I'm pretty sure it does. ABC Sport right there. Now that sport option, what it does is it increases the dampening of the coilovers. Just like if you had AMG coilovers, AMG struts, it firms the dampening, the hydraulic fluid. The dampening will increase when you hit sport. Gives it a more stiffer ride. That's the same effect that you get when you increase the dampening on the coilovers. It gives it a more firm, sportier ride. I'm sure that he was used to the softer feel, and I wanted to keep that feel. It's something that you can always change easily. You can just increase the dampening by a turning of the dial, one click to the right. That's in the front and in the rear. You can do that from the top. You don't have to disassemble anything. In the rear, just pull the carpet back to get access to the top of the strut. In the front, pop the hood and you see what I'm talking about. I love the power trunk on the SL550s. So you simply just pull this carpet back right here to get access to the strut. It's right there. And that little dial right there, that little black dial, it spins. That's how you adjust the dampening. Same thing on this side. Pull this back, you get access to the top of the strut. It's real simple. No reason to cut the carpet up. Let's keep it the way it is. Same thing with the hood. Pop your hood. Easy access to the tops of the struts or the coilovers. You can easily make the adjustment. Easy. All right. So this car is good and ready to go. So I'll contact the owner and also make the transport company aware that the car is ready to be shipped back. So again, another successful coilover conversion. I have a lot more work coming in over the next 2 months. I'm probably overwhelmed, honestly. I have a lot of jobs coming in. I'm not gonna say too many. I'm very grateful. I'm very happy. Keep them coming. I'll schedule you in. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I have some waiting to make their final decision. They know they want to do it. It's a matter of when. Then I have some who have already placed their orders, and the coilovers are coming here, and I'll be taking care of it for them over the next month or two. So looking forward to the coilover conversion that I have scheduled in. Yep, Silver's Neomax is the way to go, guys. I'm telling you, your SL will thank you. Yep, it's a great thing to be able to own these cars and not have to worry about it bottoming out, suspension dropping on you, fluid leaking out, you having to get a tow home, and looking at a large bill. Anytime the ABC fails, you have no idea how much it's going to cost you to get that repaired, because it's about availability of the shop, if they know what they're doing, the parts, the knowledge of, again, the mechanic who's doing the work. If you know how to fix it yourself, or at least you know exactly what needs to be fixed, your knowledge of the vehicle, of the system, all this stuff plays a factor regarding how much it's going to cost. Your access to a good mechanic is a big factor. But you also can do just a coilover conversion to be done with it, never have to worry about it again. And that's what I recommend. So, of course, do what's best for you. My recommendation is to do what is best for you. And what's best for me and thousands of other Mercedes owners is a adjustable coilover conversion. So if you need help with that, reach out to me. I'm the owner of Gold Element Autoworks. My name is Brandon P. Green. It's my videos that you're watching. I'm the person who answers the phone when you call. When you call area code 513-967-8079, it's me. Look, it's me who answers the phone. I like the one-on-one conversations, hearing directly from the customers what it is that they need, why they need it, and also, of course, how they have benefited from my assistance. It means a lot to me. It's called good customer service, but also interpersonal relationships. I've developed a lot of friendships this way, and I'm sure there's many more to be had. And I'm looking forward to the growth and development of Gold Element Autoworks, becoming more than what it currently is. So if you have any suggestions, any advice, any recommendations, never feel that you can't reach out to me. I'm a human just like you. I'm a real person just like you. And I have feelings just like you, so don't be so mean to me. Nah, you guys are very nice. You've treated me with a lot of love and respect, and I really, really appreciate that. And that's why I give so much love and respect back. So yeah, I don't have any problem with constructive criticism. I just have a problem with destructive criticism. So let's be fair and respectful towards each other. These Mercedes were built to drive, not to just admire, not to just look at, not to just say that you own it, but to drive it. So whatever you feel you need to do to drive your Mercedes, I'm here to support either way. All right? You want to keep ABC? Keep it. You want to keep coilovers? Do that. If you want to convert, I'm here. All right? Reach out to me. Call or text me, area code 513-967-8079. And if I don't answer, I will call you back. All right? Oh, yeah, you can text me too, of course. I always respond to text messages. Phone calls, I might be busy. Either way, I will call you back. Again, thanks for all that you guys do, all the love and support. Please continue to support Brandon Green, owner of Gold Element Autoworks. Here goes my website. Go check me out. Hey, and if you want to donate, you know, some money towards me and my business, and if I have helped you and supported you in some kind of way, and you just want to say thank you, here's a way you can say thank you. Appreciate you guys for all that you do. All right. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, watch my content. More videos on the way. You know, matter of fact, I have a very detailed tutorial video that I have not put out yet because I probably have like a pay-to-play setup. But it's a long 3.5 hour long video. I'm trying to figure out how to format that so that you guys can watch it and so that you can pay to watch it. And not just one time, but still have access to it. Haven't figured that part out yet. Anyways, I'm talking too much. My throat's starting to hurt. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. This car here is absolutely beautiful. It is so nice of a car. The color with the tinted windows are just perfect. And then the Mercedes AMG wheels are just like a perfect touch. This car needs nothing. The suspension is converted over to adjustable coilovers. So you never have to worry about the suspension failing ever again. Even though it never failed, being proactive, he never has to worry about failure. So yes, the owner of this vehicle will never experience what so many Mercedes SL owners are experiencing, the suspension failure. ABC has been eliminated. Now this car can be taken anywhere at any time without worry, fear, or anxiety. What a beautiful car this is. And now it's even much more reliable than before. Okay, so here we go. It's getting loaded up right now. Man, if this dude don't get away from this car. Oh You want me to drive it up? Okay, you got it?
Yes, good. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, so you do want me to drive it up. All right. Still good. Keep going. What do you want me to do? All right. Park. E-brake. We are good, baby. Want me to turn it off? Okay. All right, that means. Let me. Yes. No. All right. I'm sorry, though.